This work is not about just thinking and talking about what's the truth in our hearts. It's about also really learning how to befriend the different energies of our emotions, to understand the intelligence of how those energies move through our body and what they're telling us, so that we can sequence that to a place of centeredness, of peace, enough that we can come out and take action, speak, communicate, catalyze change, protect ourselves in such a way, connect with other from a place of emotional sobriety. So what we're going to do right now is I'm just going to demonstrate a few things, a few of the sacred primary sites of the heart, so that then through the dance that you can find in different music, including the Ignite CD, you can actually go and explore these different emotions. Gabrielle Roth was one of the many who mapped how the body explores and expresses that first primary emotion that separates us from love, which is fear. When we're in that womb space, if the mother is not protected and well guarded, there's anxiety, there's nervousness, and that comes all the way in and creates an imprint into our cells, into our tissues, into our psyches in the womb. So many of us marinate in fear because at this time we're not always really protecting the feminine in a good way. So we come, and fear is a place that's all too familiar. And of course, it's being intravenously fed to us through the media, through our lifestyles, through what's happening in the world today, the environmental challenges, the dislocation, the struggles. So this fear energy, first we always want to come back to our flow, always back to the mother, back to the ground, back to the breath, finding that regulating energy of breathing in and breathing out. And then we allow ourselves to just take a taste, not 100%, maybe 40%, 50% of this energy we know is fear. And for many of us, we don't know anything different than it. But let's try it on. Notice what happens to our body, to our breath. And then take a breath. And again. Some of us freeze, others of us flight, others of us fight. But the bottom line is there isn't a lot of breath and there's a lot of contraction. So we keep coming back to our flow, to our breath, so that in the face of potential danger, we can assess, is that person just like somebody in the past who may have hurt me and they're actually not dangerous? Or is that person trouble? I'm going to take a moment, get my bearings, and I'm going to move towards, or I'm going to get out of here. But so often we're in this reptilian response and we just run, or we fight, or like I said, we flight. So let's take a deep breath in. Sometimes what scares us the most is what we're most excited about. You have a project. It's scary to come out into the world, but it's also exciting. So we can practice this. Yes, yes, yes. I'm psyched about this dance. And then, oh, no, thank you. Oh, I'm not going to do it. Yes. No, I don't think so. Okay, I'll do it. Yes, let's do it. And we get to sort out, am I really afraid because I'm excited? Or am I afraid because there's something dangerous? And I need to protect myself. And we always come back to our flow. And for those of us who had the blessing of marinating and being birthed and nursed and held in a good way by the principle of the feminine, that mother energy in our early developmental years, we're not marinating in fear, we're marinating in resource and ground. And so we want to keep cultivating that because that's everybody's birthright. And that's where our greatest intelligence comes through. But the Great Spirit, however you see it, has other emotions, other sacred sites of the heart that are important. And our anger, which connects us with that second sacred rhythm of staccato. Back off. No. Is so important. Protects our integrity. We wake up the energy to defend, to say no, absolutely not. And so we want to find that in our body, not sort of like, no, I don't think so. No, I really meant no. None of that. It's the energy of stop, I mean it. And a clean sword can be full of love, just absolutely not. Boundary. So we're going to practice that and feel the power of that. We're going to do that together in a minute. And then, of course, ideally, that solar energy, call it the Father, teaches us how to be on the playground and say, yes, I have sympathy and antipathy, how to be out in the world and have healthy social relations. And so many of us have had to learn that on our own. And often we cry when we're pissed, or we run when we're too afraid to just say the truth. So we practice that. And in life, sometimes we can't create change. We can't defend that which we love. A child, a relationship, Earth Planet herself. And there's that third sacred rhythm that connects us to the rhythm, or is found and expressed through the rhythm of chaos, our grief. And where we learn to just, let it go. Feel. The endings, the releases, the goodbyes. And when we do, fully empty, and sometimes our grief can go on for a long time. And if we can stay connected to our sensations in our body and not just loop around the story, but actually go deeper into how that's showing up at the place where the healing can happen, we can find our way out of this deep into, whoa, oh my goodness, there's the possibility of a new day. This place of regeneration and renewal and return, our joy. And it's a beautiful place that so many of us actually don't let ourselves fully have. There is much to be joyous with and of and because of in this world. And how can we let ourselves really open to that, express that, be that, not from a disembodied kind of fake place, but from a really rooted, expansive, inclusive yes. Yes, 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 yes. And once we have been able to befriend our joy and our grief and really understand the roots, the systematic roots of that which pisses us off, and understand the power and the intelligence of our fears, they're here for good reason. We can move into that fifth sacred site in the heart. Our capacity to love with compassion. Right on the other side of all of that is this awareness of the whole, of the circumstance, of the other. And we can move into this place of, there's nothing left but me and you and thou. And our capacity to love and embrace and stay present in an open-hearted way with each other, with the mother, with ourselves. So we open to the dance of compassion, which we'll do in a few moments, with our voices. Because the voice, the vibrations of our voices opens our hearts. Taking a deep breath together, our fear, our anger, our grief. Our joy and our loving presence.